And after I took the photo, when I went to the camera reel, I found a photo of myself sleeping. A woman's corpse.
Oh, fun. Yes, I've always wanted that to happen.
Really?
I've always wanted to find a body. One night at around 2 a.m, I was cleaning the changing rooms. The pool had been closed for 4 hours at this point. And suddenly, I hear...
Welcome to episode 43 of Ghost Huns.
I'm still hungover.
Welcome.
How are you?
Well, you're still hungover.
Yeah, we chatted a lot about me last time, so I just wanted to see I wanted to check in on how you are.
I'm all right. I'm navigating
Thinking about the blob.
my period.
Oh, sorry, no, your glob.
My glob.
Your glob, your bob, your mob.
You're navigating where I go next. I'm going to be living in North London for a bit.
I'm so excited for you to go back to home.
Yeah, it will be North London with a mate for like 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And then home to West London.
Oh, I just think it's great.
Yeah.
You're going to have the best time.
I hope so. And then my birthday's coming up soon.
Woo! What are we doing? Where are we going?
I don't know. I mean, because it's all been a bit of a fucking grim 6 weeks, I'm the kind of person that gets really excited for a birthday. Yeah. And like loads of people, like I think quite normal people are like, not that arsed. And I'm like, I love it. Okay, I'm quite anal to be fair. I'm like, everyone needs to celebrate me.
I'm so glad that you just said that. And
exactly,
I was like,
yeah, no, to be fair. Although let's not call it that.
There are some people that like have birthday weeks.
I don't do that, but I do like I get it in my head where I'm like, oh, we could go all out. Do you remember I tried to find a castle for us?
No, that was a great idea though.
Exactly.
And it really worked for me because it was in Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah, and I found this amazing castle on Airbnb and I was like, well, I'm going to get a ton of mates over. We're all going to get haunted. We're all going to drink champagne. And I had this whole thing in my head, but it never works. It was too expensive. And now that it's just been a bit grim, it was hard in Edinburgh. It was hard getting back. I had COVID. Like I've just been ill and a bit sad. And I think, do you know when you're like, the last thing I want to do is drag people to a pub and be like, let's celebrate my birthday. I was like, I don't. But my mates have been good about it. And they're like, we're going out for drinks on the day. I'll probably get pissed somewhere, but I've got to get up really early for a job the next day. So
cancel it.
I know, but it's good money. So I have to just go for it. But ideally, all I'm going to do is podcasting and comedy soon. And I don't have to say yes to these jobs.
Very soon. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you don't. You really don't.
I know, and I can't wait for that.
Podcasting and comedy. I fucking love this podcast so much. I'm getting all emotional because I'm hungover, but I do love this podcast.
I love this podcast. This is literally, I think, one of the best things.
Since sliced bread.
Since a bit of sliced bread, actually.
Jesus Christ, get an imagination,
what a hot take that is. Like, I don't know if you've heard of sliced bread, but there's this thing called Ghost Huns. But yeah, for my birthday, we should go for a drink, shouldn't we?
Let's have some drinks. But maybe like a haunted barn.
A haunted barn? I thought you were going to say like barn.
Weekend,
I was like, fun.
Or a weekend around your birthday, so that we could get some people together, go to a haunted barn.
Yeah, Barney should come.
Barney?
Yeah,
Barney.
we should get the whole gang. Yeah, you're right. We should do something.
We should do something. But like something that's not... I do hate going out for drinks. Because I go out for drinks all the time. I don't mean for your birthday. I mean, I hate my birthday just being like...
Well, I know I was a bit underwhelmed with everyone was like, well, if you just want to go to a pub. And I was like, well...
I don't.
Well, what is a good alternative?
So
give me some inspo.
I'm with you. I want something incredibly spooky.
Yeah.
I want to be freaked out. Go to like a haunted...
But that involves money and I don't want people... Like a hen do. I don't really want to be like, come and spend £300 on me.
But only people that want to come. Like if you want to go... I'm going away for like Friday, Saturday night. Oh, you know what you should do? Get one of those Sleeps 12 places. They're incredible.
I know. Well,
with a pool. And it can just be like a chill...
And I'd love that.
Of drinking and eating and like relaxing. And
I want a day champagne. Yeah. Like me and my mum are going to Margate actually on the birthday weekend. I think that's going to be really nice.
Lovely.
Just like I'm going to book a really nice restaurant.
Yes.
Just me and her have a catch up and we're going to drink champagne on the
Slag
little...
off all the men.
Oh my, we are going to do so much bitching.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be fucking great.
Oh, it's great. A bitch
Honestly.
fest. Just setting the world to rights.
Oh, yeah.
With a champers and a pack of 20 B&H.
Toss pot.
I
Anyway.
hope your mum yells that at me when she first. Did you tell that on the pod or did you tell it on Patreon?
Have you
that
not,
story?
have you met my mum?
No.
Ah, you maybe.
I can't imagine what she's like.
Oh, she's so lovely.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah,
but
she's
I
fucking great.
I can't imagine like your mum.
Oh, and by the way, both my mum and brother send huge congratulations for NTAs.
Oh, that's so kind. Thank
They
you
were
so
like,
much.
"Oh my god, I'm thrilled!" And they asked me to send that, and I
that's
forgot to
so
say it in
cute.
last week's episode.
Oh.
Anyway,
it's
shall
on the
we?
table.
It's your turn to pick a tarot.
I'm so excited.
to
Okay.
set the vibe of the episode. Where's she gonna land?
I'm calling on the
Where's
spirits.
she gonna land? The claws have descended. You're like a fucking carnival. You know that claw that comes down.
I broke the skin on Adam's like thing the
on
other
his
day
what?
by accident. I just like went to hold his hand.
Oh, his hand. Christ.
I actually just like a really nice thing. And he's like, oh, and I just scratched like his arm. They are getting a bit out of hand, but I can't. They're a
Claws.
staple now. Like one of my nails fell off, and it
Don't
looked like
feel
they'd
like
been...
you can't like break the brand. You can if you want.
No, I don't. I love it.
Okay. You're like, they're getting out of hand, but
No, my fingers cannot be without these ever again
okay.
because they are like pig's nipples. They are like little chody fingers.
Sometimes your imagery is beyond.
My dad calls them pig's tits.
Oh God.
Oh, pig's tits.
What's your tarot?
Oh, pig tits.
And chuck me the book.
Oh, this is very
Chuck
interesting.
me the book. Chuck me the book.
I feel like this is completely inaccurate, but fine.
What is it?
We have today's tarot, Temperance.
Oh my God, this is actually quite interesting. That temperance. What would you say temperance means, Hannah?
I feel like
Is that like patience?
patience, peacefulness,
We need a bit of that.
self-awareness. We need a bit of all of that, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair. I think we've had it before, but interesting. Temperance shows an angelic figure, neither male nor female.
Very 2023.
I love that. Non-binary.
Very 2023.
Angel. The angel has one foot in the water and one on the ground, showing us that we need to stay active but remain grounded and practical. While one might have an extravagant imagination, like your imagery, with many ideas, it's important to have a purpose and transfer our imagination into reality.
So we're not going to sleep 12 then.
Yeah, exactly. It's like all these
It's like, I know you've got some grand ideas.
big ideas, but just go to the pub.
No, I don't like that.
Unfortunately, that is what it says. But I'm really liking the...
Listen, speaking of grand ideas,
Yeah.
I think we should go and fly somewhere for 2 days.
Fly somewhere.
Yeah,
Do you know
like
what,
Spain.
Hannah? No, Romania. You can't keep putting it off. You can't keep
You do
avoiding
I
Romania.
occasionally just see a text from you being like, Romania! And then it goes, but it's always in the middle of other text messages. So
I don't know what your aversion is.
I've got no aversion, but I think we need...
To properly plan it.
you guys don't
boring.
understand what is on Patreon. It's like, there's films on there.
Yeah,
that we have
like
made.
you've just got to join it so
We've
you can
made
see our ghost
films.
hunts. I'm going to kick off with a story. How do you feel about it?
Hit me with a story. So what? We didn't decide. So what? I'm just like patient or something.
You've just got to match your imagination with reality in
Okay,
whatever
doke.
way you can.
Well, there we go.
Okay. My stepdaughter has been taking photos of me while I sleep. I don't know what to do. I'm really freaking out right now. Apparently, my stepdaughter has been taking photos of me while I sleep, and I could really use some help. To back up, 6 months ago, I married my husband, who we'll call Harry. Harry has a daughter from a previous marriage. She's 13. She's called Lily. I don't have kids. Lily and I have never gotten along. However, in the past few months since we got married, things have gotten
Well, hang on.
much
He's married Lily,
worse.
the stepdaughter.
What?
He said, me and Lily have never gotten on, but since we got married, things have
No,
so
no.
well, yeah, because one, she's
No,
12.
since this lady and her new
Right.
fella,
I was like, oh my
Harry.
God, Kenny Doty, is that you?
Yeah, Kenny. However,
Thank you.
in the past,
I'm sorry.
she's still cringing.
Oh, I'm
Waves of cringe.
Thank you.
However, in the past few months since we got married, things have gotten much worse. She used to just ignore me. Now she's actively aggressive. I found paint on my favourite heels. She accidentally used one of my favourite t-shirts as a cleaning rag. She even spilt some sort of black ink in our bed during an art project or something like that. Who knows? Got a question at the back?
Is this a woman or a man?
This is a woman. She's married Harry, and Harry's got a daughter called Lily.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
I always imagined the man having this from this point. Anyway.
Okay. Harry's talked to her over and over again, but he hasn't really disciplined her. I keep telling she needs to see the consequences of her actions, but he's too much of a softie to actually ground her or take away her phone, etc. Look, she's going through a tough time, he keeps telling me. Please just let her be for a few months. I tried to ignore it, but then it got worse. Harry was on a 3-day business trip. So
I thought you were going to say Harry was on a 3-day bender, so I was left at home.
Well, 3-day business trip probably does mean that.
It is a bender.
It means
Who's going
prostitutes,
away for 3 days?
cocaine, it's the whole fucking lot. Harry's having a blowout. He was on a 3-day business trip. I was completely in charge of Lily, and she amped it up to 11. The very first morning, she came down the stairs wearing one of my necklaces. Look, you can wear my jewellery, but you need to ask me permission first.
Ask me permission. Ask me permission.
I told her. I don't need to ask permission for anything,
Ugh.
she replied, rolling her eyes. Teenagers.
How old is she again?
13.
Oh, that is awful.
It's an awkward age.
It is.
Yes, you do. For the next 3 days, your dad's gone, so you need to listen to me. No, I don't. You're not my mum, she shouted.
Is her mum dead?
We can assume.
Because, like...
Dead,
I
gone.
think it is a bit out of order that he's left his stepdaughter, his daughter, who doesn't
But I
get
think
along
that's
with
quite trust. I think it's showing trust, isn't it? You're going, listen, I reckon just you and Lily have some alone time. We're in this for the long run.
If I were whoever this telling us stopped both of them, I'm like, no, I would. You're not. No.
What's he supposed to do then? What was he supposed to do with
She's
Lily?
That's
Put her
why
in a
I'm saying
kennel?
she should go to a mum. That's what. Well, no, but what would he have done before this?
Because let's say the mum's dead.
The babysitter.
The babysitter.
A babysitter.
Okay, we're getting back into the story.
I wouldn't fucking do it.
You're not my mum, she shouted. Then she pulled at the necklace and snapped it right in two.
What a bitch.
Right? I wanted to scream, but instead I calmly confiscated her phone. Harry would be furious with me, but I'd had enough.
Why?
When she got home from school, she ran into her room and locked the door crying. I explained everything to Harry over the phone. I could hear the annoyance in his voice, but he agreed that she did need to learn and it was okay to keep the phone for a few days.
I'm annoyed.
So I thought things were looking up. Then it happened. Later that night, after Lily went to bed, I wanted to take a picture of our cat. But I grabbed Lily's phone by mistake.
Oh, shit.
And after I took the photo, when I went to the camera reel, I found a photo of myself. Sleeping. What the fuck? It was a dark, grainy photo. She hadn't used the flash, but I could make out my face, clearly smushed against the pillow, eyes closed. I could make out Harry's silhouette in the background behind me, facing the other way, and my book on the nightstand. Before I could stop myself, I flipped to the next photo. There was another one. Another one of me sleeping, taken from a different angle. Taken from below.
What?
Like she'd been hiding under the bed.
Oh!
Fuck.
What a bad angle as well.
Yeah. My thumb raced across the screen as I flipped back through the photos. There were dozens of them. Dozens of photos of me sleeping. One taken from inside our bathroom. Another taken from inside our fucking closet. I looked at the timestamp. They were all taken about 2 a.m. over the course of weeks. I tried to call Harry 3 times, but his phone went to voicemail. It was after midnight and he had an early meeting tomorrow. He must have turned it off. Come on, I muttered, calling him a 4th time. Jen? Jumped about a foot in the air.
That must have looked quite funny.
Lily was standing behind me.
Oh.
In the semi-darkness. Her wavy hair hung halfway over her face.
Vile.
I backed away. What do you want? I asked, quickly ending the call. I want my phone back. Not tonight, I replied, my heart pounding. Maybe tomorrow. She shrugged. Okay. Then she went back upstairs and into her room. I flipped through the photos one more time. Why in the world would she take these photos? To intimidate me? To scare me? To help her plan of murdering me? Or... There was a much more likely, much less sinister reason. She could have taken them to embarrass me. Maybe she planned to post them over TikTok or Instagram. Me sleeping with my mouth open, looking like shit. It was really mean of her, but not psychopathic. Still, I locked my door that night anyway. After talking to Harry, I felt better. He thought the same thing. She was taking them to post them online or something, but he was now in total agreement with me. This has gotten out of hand. I'm going to talk to her as soon as I get back. So that was a relief at least. Can I have my phone back today? Lily asked when I picked her up from school. If you're really, really nice, I'll give it back. Okay? I just locked the bedroom door at night. She couldn't take more photos of me. Later that night, I regretted my promise. Lily was a model kid. She thanked me for dinner. She washed her dishes. She even folded towels sitting on the dryer. And while I didn't want to give the phone back, I wanted to reward her for being so good, so I gave it back. At 2:30 a.m, I woke with a start. I sat up in the darkness and I realised what woke me up.
Oh.
A clicking, metallic noise. It was coming from the door. Just as I started to get out of bed, the door creaked open. And there was Lily, with a bobby pin in her hands.
Oh. Does that actually work?
She picked the lock. What are you doing? I hissed. Her eyes went wide. Then she ran back down the hallway towards her room. I jumped out of bed, running after her. Hey!
I would leave.
Hey! Why are you taking pictures of me? Why? She stopped, then slowly she turned around. Dad didn't believe me. So I had to take the pictures. Didn't believe you about what? She didn't say anything. Instead, she handed me her phone. She swiped to the first photo of me taken in the darkness, grainy and dark. She pointed to the ceiling. Look. At what? Turn the brightness up. I did, and then I gasped. There was something there.
Oh, God.
On the ceiling. Spindly long shapes crisscrossing each other. Even with the brightness turned way up, it was hard to make out, but there was definitely something there. She flipped to the next photo, and the next. My heart began to pound. It was like watching one of those old flipbook animations in slow motion. With each swipe, the thing on the ceiling unfolded itself and began reaching for the bed. I stared at the final photo, the one she'd taken minutes ago. Me, sitting up in bed, my face twisted in anger as I cried out for Lily, and behind me, long, spindly arms reaching out for me.
Oh.
The phone fell out my hands. Dad didn't believe me. When I showed him the pictures, he didn't see it. He yelled at me and said I was reading too many scary stories, so I've been showing them to my friends. We've been trying to figure out what it is, but we don't know. Lily and I are staying at a friend's place for the time being. We're not going back there. Not until we talk to Harry and not until we figure this out. Does anyone know what this could be? We've been searching non-stop and haven't found anything promising.
Very good. I like the twist. I enjoyed that.
Lily actually has good intentions.
Lily was all right. It's not what. It's actually a nice story in the end. They're mates now, I guess.
Yeah, her and Lily.
It doesn't explain why she ripped the necklace off and why she was just being a general. See you next Tuesday.
Because Mum's dead. This woman's coming into her life.
We don't know that Mum's dead, but yeah,
we got to assume because she would have stayed with her. But yeah, love it.
That was great.
Thank you.
Thoroughly enjoyed that.
You got one for me?
I've got a few. Okay, so I was vanishing. No. I was visiting my mother after my dad died. She went shopping with her sister and left me alone in her house. I heard my dad, as plain as day, up in his room. He got up from his computer chair. He walked over to the door and he opened it. He walked down the stairs and stood on the last step for a few seconds before walking back up to his room and closing the door. I was probably 5 feet away from him in the living room. I just froze. Needless to say, I was a believer after that.
Oh,
isn't that weird? I've got a couple of shorties. This one freaks me out.
Okay.
I worked at a public pool. At night, I would work... Oh, fuck off. At night, I would work alone, and after... Oh, I'm going to start again. I worked at a public pool. At night, I would work alone after hours cleaning the building and the pool. One night at around 2 a.m, I was cleaning the changing rooms. The pool had been closed for 4 hours at this point. And suddenly, I hear...
That's gross.
And little bare feet running across the pool deck. I go out and scan the area. There's nobody there. The doors are all closed and locked. There's nowhere a child could be hiding. There's no wet footprints on the pool deck. I recheck the doors and the security monitors. I was the only person in the building.
That is... Oh, it's just too gross.
I know. Do you want one more?
Yes, please.
Okay. My uncle's house out on a very eastern part of New York was said to be haunted because the family that used to own it in the 1800s decided not to give it to the stableman and sold it instead. My uncle's friend and her sister stayed over one night, and the friend noticed a maid bringing towels down the stairs when she woke. She saw the maid again bringing what looked like a percolator down the stairs. She was so impressed by my uncle hiring staff. He was a neurologist in New York, so he had a habit of spending a little bit extra. She went back to bed and woke up and later came downstairs to see my uncle and his friend just chatting. She asked where the maid went and thought that the maid was cooking breakfast. My uncle had no idea what she was talking about and asked what she looked like. The sister explained and he laughed, walked her to the living room and pointed to an old picture. She said that was the woman. My uncle replied, "She's been dead for about 100 years.
That's the way you said that.
Bitch.
She's been dead for 100 years, you fucking idiot.
Because that's exactly how it's written. That's a bit freaky though, isn't it?
Oh, I like those stories that have the reveal. It's like, they've been dead all along.
Adam says it every time I say it. I'm like, where's the thing? He goes, he's been dead for 10 years.
Yeah.
Do you want my proper one? No.
Can I do one?
Yes.
Do you want, I'm going to give you a choice, dog or Chernobyl?
Dog.
Okay. Okay, honey, ready?
Yes.
About a 3-second delay there. I can hear the cogs whirring. Okay. It's raining, Jessie. Come inside, I called. It wasn't the first time I'd caught my Irish setter eagerly scooping up grass and dirt with her paws, but it was certainly the first time she'd succeeded in uncovering something. Something horrifying. What the fuck? I screamed.
That was jarring.
I locked eyes with Jessie's discovery in the ditch. A woman's corpse.
Oh, fun. Yes, I've always wanted that to happen.
Really?
I've always wanted to find a body.
Really?
Yeah, don't you?
Since Stand By Me. They
Probably,
glamorised
yeah.
it.
But they
didn't
glamorised corpse finding.
I'd love to find a corpse. I'm like, you are a spooky bitch.
No, I would.
Through and
No, I
through.
just love the drama. I like hospitals for the same reason.
I've never seen a dead person. You have, haven't you?
Yeah, I used to work with dead people. Well, no, I used to work with people who were dying. So yeah, I've seen one or two in my time.
I've seen one or two.
You've
Don't
never
brag.
seen a dead person?
No, I wouldn't see that thestral.
Well, I imagine it's very different finding one out in the wild than it is just like having one that's died. Having one, fucking hell.
Oh, I bet you're very jealous of this lady.
I am actually.
Lady.
Oh, can I find a dead body too?
I locked eyes with Jessie's discovery in the ditch. A woman's corpse.
People have been requesting my Yorkshire accent again.
Well, your next story maybe.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
We'll take it north. Yeah. My heart cascaded towards the earth, pulling my limp body in tow. And as darkness enveloped my vision, I prayed that it had all been a dream. When I regained consciousness, I found myself lying in the wet grass, eyeing both the setting sun above and Jessie's slobbery tongue. Oh, I'm awake, I groaned, sitting up and stroking her. I just took a quick nap, but why am I... Then it all came back to me. And even in that darkening garden which backs onto the large forest, I could see what lay in the hole. Me.
Very good.
No.
Oh.
It's not over.
It's all your long stories. I get about 3 sentences that I have to stop again.
I just create tension. That's all I'm doing. I felt my chest twist and tighten as I expanded all of my energy in an effort to retain consciousness. There was absolutely no denying it. The lifeless body in Jessie's ditch was an identical copy of my own.
Love it.
From the brunette hair to every freckle on her newly rotting face.
Oh, God.
Everything but...
Hang on. If the fucking face is rotting, you wouldn't see a freckle.
Oh, bits are rotting. Like eye sockets.
That's not how it works.
That's how it works.
And
you say I'm anally retentive.
I know, yeah. And also, I'm anally retentive about dead people by the sounds of things.
Pupils and irises. Look at yourself in the mirror. Newly rotting face. Everything but...
Delicious. Sounds like a new procedure.
Newly rotting.
I've had the rotting.
I'm rotting. Everything but the horizontal scar on her forehead. What's she, fucking Harry Potter? Jesus
Very
Christ.
good. Very... Slagging her off. That's what, yeah.
I ran inside whilst Jessie continued to flip between me and the dead woman who looked like me. My dog whimpered in confusion.
Oh,
and I joined her.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
What is that cough? That turned from cough to evil laugh.
I'm so sorry, I'm angry at my arse.
Oh my God.
Sorry, guys.
With trembling hands, I managed to pick up my phone from the kitchen counter to ring my husband. Hi, honey, he said. It's a bit late to be ringing me, isn't it?
That accent is awful.
Jack, you need to come home. I shuddered. What's wrong, Sophia? He asked. I'll be home tomorrow. Please ask your boss to let you come home early. I whispered, refusing to peel my eyes from the patio doors overlooking Jessie's ditch. What's going on?
Jessie's ditch has got it going on. Jesse's ditch is such a bitch. No, it's absolutely rubbish.
Really good content. What's going on? Jack asked a little more urgently. Jessie found something in the garden that I can't explain it over the phone, I cried. I was met with silence. A pause that filled me with dread. It must have lasted no more than 2 seconds. It was enough to raise every hair on my flesh, and then, you sound really worked up, darling. I'll ask Stuart to let me drive back early. That slowed the immediate alarm bells, but it did not still them. I let Jessie inside, and the two of us curled up on the sofa, lights on and the patio curtains drawn, though that did nothing to resolve the existential anxiety, as I knew what lay beyond them. 2 hours later, Jack returned from his business trip.
Has no one called the police?
Yeah, I don't know why she turned to her husband and not the police.
And I don't know why her husband hasn't said, call the police.
Dodgy, innit?
Someone's dead. Someone's been murdered. Someone's a murderer. Someone's a murderer.
Someone's been a murdering. 2 hours later, Jack returned from his business trip and Jessie bounded into the hallway to greet him. Where's your mommy? He cooed. Is she okay? When my husband entered the lounge, he beamed brightly at me, a soothing smile that would usually put me at ease. What did our crazy dog find? He asked. I think... I need to show you, not tell you, I said. I drew the curtains and opened the patio doors onto our pitch-black garden. It must have been around 10 p.m. The world felt unnervingly still. The only sounds were my squelching footsteps in the grass and Jessie's nervous panting. That was actually quite a good dog impression. I'm so thrilled.
You and my brother Harry, your dog impressions are. You did it for about 10 minutes the other day. You're having a conversation with each other.
Yeah, I
and
speak
Harry
dog.
was going like, wah, wah, wah. Yeah. Was that good? Can I try? Okay, which?
No, that's not a dog.
No, that dog.
That's a pervert. It's not a dog, it's a pervert.
That's a man in a Mac.
He's got a trench coat, not much else.
The trench coat, a smile, and the will to try. That's pretty good.
It's all right. Yeah.
That really hurt my throat. I'm ill.
Okay. Enough. Enough.
Dad's woof. Woof.
The world felt unnervingly still. Jessie's nervous panting. I pulled my phone from my pocket and shone the flashlight into the ditch, but what I saw filled me with as much terror as the initial discovery.
It's gone.
What am I supposed to see? Jack asked.
Fuck.
The ditch was empty.
Jack's killed.
Jack's
the murderer,
He's
isn't he?
killed.
He's the murderer.
It was right here, I whispered breathlessly. I passed out when I saw it.
Oh, you stupid bitch. Why don't you call the police? You're now going and you will be next to the ditch.
9.
Yeah.
It was right here, Jack nodded. Well, that probably explains it. You got confused and fainted. You're prone to doing that. Yeah, but I don't hallucinate things, and the body was still there after I regained consciousness. Jack smiled and stroked my face. You always misremember things. Why don't you head up to bed? I'll pick up a McDonald's for us.
Oh, fair enough. I'd be like, yeah, okay.
La 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 la. Get some nuggies. Nuggies.
Yes.
You've been a murdering, I get nuggies.
Oh, brilliant!
Everyone's happy.
That would really distract me.
Yeah, I know how to get. I know how to murder around you.
Yeah,
then.
Yeah.
I'll pick up a McDonald's for us. I need some food, and you could do with a coffee. I begrudgingly agreed.
Who goes to McDonald's for the coffee?
Or the porridge. Guilty!
Yeah, you. The worst.
I begrudgingly agreed, watching from the bedroom window as Jack hopped in the car and went on a late-night McDonald's trip, but I didn't go to bed. Not after the house's external lights revealed something terrifyingly damning on the bumper of his BMW. Of course it's a fucking BMW.
Yeah.
Of course he's a BMW driver. They're always murderers. Been murdering wanker.
Yeah. Big massive willies,
Big
I wish.
massive wanker.
Big massive.
Big murdering
wanker.
We will get words out somehow. Okay.
Bastardy murdering wanker.
Yeah. I saw something damning on the bumper. Dirt. My heart was pounding.
A hunk of flesh.
Yeah, and a head.
It's rotten.
And a hand.
A body.
My body. My heart was pounding
There
as
were
I
7 bodies on the bumper of his
Yeah, it's my twin sister. My heart was pounding as I pieced together what I could. That Jack had clearly slipped into the garden and moved the body to his car before coming inside. But why? Well, I had an inkling as to how I could find the answers about the man I thought I'd known for 7 years. With Jessie closely following me, still rattled about her discovery in the garden, I headed to Jack's office. It wasn't a room that he had ever forbidden me from entering. However, one of his desk drawers had a lock, which he always had a point of contention in our relationship, something that Jack forever dismissed as a security measure against intruders. There's obviously some dark shit in there.
I've got very aggressive porn hidden in there, Jack.
Yeah. I didn't know how much
probably
time...
some, weird,
toys.
No, not weird. That's not weird. We don't
Shame. She be shaming.
But there's probably something illegal in there.
Yeah.
Something non-consensual written down somewhere.
I didn't know how much time I had before he returned home, so I got to work. I strode through Jack's cluttered workspace, rounding the corner of the desk. Without hesitation, I hammered away at the locked drawer. With a heavy ornament, Jessie pawed at the drawer inquisitively, barking at the excessive noise. That's it, girl, I grunted, hammering away. Let's make it look like an accident. You were all worked up after all. After repeatedly bludgeoning the drawer lock, the handle eventually snapped off the wood and the drawer slid open. Inside there was nothing but a small piece of paper.
Oh, God.
With the following words. Desktop, Ruin 940714. S folder, YUIYJ87643. Passwords.
Is this idiot written down his passwords
Yeah.
and left them in the same... Oh, what a moron.
Not what I'd expect to find, and I knew I had limited time before Jack returned, but there was no way I could waste the opportunity.
He's got to fucking rebury a body. He's going to be away for a little bit. I can pick you up and mac your teeth.
Yeah. My hunger would be distracting me at this point.
Yeah, mine's. I'll be like, I'll deal with this later after my
I need some
cheeseburger.
nuggies. Jack returned. There's limited time before Jack returned, but there was no way I could waste the opportunity. Everything that I'd known about my husband was a lie. I threw caution to the wind, turning on the monitor and sitting in his desk chair. The password worked. As the desktop loaded, I wondered what I'd find in the S folder. What sordid secret was my husband keeping?
Sex folder.
Probably. I didn't want to imagine why there would be another me in a shallow grave. Cloning? Time travel? My head was spinning. I searched Windows File Explorer for S folder and there was one result. A password protected folder. And so I shakily entered the password. Inside the folder, I found neither evidence of some master cloning program nor evidence that my husband had travelled to the future and murdered me. Yes, I'm aware that my hypotheses were ludicrous, but the truth is far less believable. What did I find? Just one Word document with an obscure title. The Seed Process.
Oh, that sounds absolutely revolting.
I opened it to find diagrams and instructions for some sort of ritual. The seed process. I violently trembled at the crudely drawn diagrams. Depictions of humans being lobotomized, brains in jars, roots sprouting from the pink matter. I skim-read the list of instructions, and the picture of this seemingly supernatural ritual started to form. Remove the brain, plant the seed, water the brain, and watch limbs grow.
Okay, that is better than what I initially thought the seed procedure was. Also, hilarious that I thought it ended.
Ages ago. You were like, oh, that was great.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you. A nice story. Water the brain, watch limbs grow, let a new improved human flourish. Mould your loved ones in your desired image. No more resistance. I started to wail uncontrollably, and Jessie nuzzled my leg to soothe me. I could type more of what I read in that document, but recounting it in greater detail would only make me relive that sickening feeling, a horror that can't be put into words. Jack has been removing my brain, burying my corpse, and regrowing me from the brain outwards using a seed, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know how many times he's done it. I don't know how many versions of me are buried in the garden, in the forest perhaps. Jessie likes to dig there too, but it explains so much. The blank spots in my memory, the misremembering that Jack always mentions, the fact that every time I notice a red flag for my husband, I wake feeling different, refreshed, compliant. Every time he's been chipping a piece of me away, changing me, improving me. That night, before he came back to the house, I took Jessie and left without a word. Is he tracking me? I hope not. Whoever me might be. A far stretch from Sophia, that much is certain, and it fills me with a deep sorrow. It also explains the unsalvageable chasm within me. Some repressed, unreachable past version of myself lies at the bottom of that well, I imagine. After all, Jack killed the real Sophia long ago. Who knows how deeply into the forest she's buried. Fucking creepy professor.
Very confused.
Twat.
Because I don't think that can happen.
Oh, you don't think that's real? You're like, I call bullshit, actually. Okay,
So do you think that this is a real...
Yeah, I just can't believe that story, so I'm out.
I want to know whether or not Sophia went to McDonald's, because she didn't get her actual McDonald's.
What's her order? That's what I want to know.
She probably gets a fucking apple bag.
McFlurry. Oh, an apple. That's sad. A little sad apple bag.
I think just like a small chips. 6 nugs.
I really want a Mackie D's right now.
I know, I'm starving.
Me too.
Oh, weird. Okay, another story?
Yes, please.
Okay. Something invited itself into my friend's home. When I was younger, I had a next-door neighbour named Lexie, and she was my best friend. Our parents would go on trips on motorcycles with each other, fucking hell, and we would camp out at one of our houses until they came back. It was normal for us. We never had any paranormal events prior to this specific night. We were sitting in bedroom. We were sitting in her bedroom, talking and doing what we normally did, and we saw a bright light through her window, followed by the sound of motorcycles pulling up onto the driveway. We instantly think, okay, our parents forgot something. But before we could even leave, before we could even get up to leave the room, we heard a knock and a soft woman's voice say, "Hello?" The front door opened. This was a familiar sound because the door scraped against the hardwood flooring. We panicked, thinking there was an intruder at this point because this woman didn't sound like our family. We have very Texan voices. Howdy.
Hello.
Hello.
That's Australian.
Is it?
Hello.
What did you do?
Hello.
Hello. No, what are you fucking doing?
I'm from Texas. Hello.
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 Yeah, that's better, yeah. am from the south. That's very hard to say in a text. Is that not good?
It's more like South.
I'm from the south of America.
That's more South Korea. So.
Oh, that's so racist.
Yeah. So moving on.
Okay. We scouted the house scared.
Fucking Train to Busan over there. Jesus.
Very good reference. We scouted the house.
Such a good film.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's fucking great.
It was a good reference because of the rhythm.
That's quite... I can't.
What?
Oh, no. I can't.
Nobody was in the house. We finally felt better. We walked back into her bedroom before she was... Oh, fuck, this is written so badly. We walked back into her bedroom, but before she entered, she collapsed on the floor and started sobbing. I didn't know what was happening. I was scared and she told me something. Fuck off, okay. I was scared. She told me that something as tall as the door frame was standing in her parents' room. After our parents returned, her family continued to have paranormal activity in the house. Then they moved out. That's it.
You like that kind of wrap up? You're like, man.
Well, I get a bit ADHD about it, and I just want to know what happened. But that reminds me of Blythe Manor, the man with the really tall legs. Not Blythe Manor, the other one, the Haunting of Hill House. The man with the hat.
Oh no, I don't know that.
You've never watched The Haunting of Hill House?
No.
Fuck. Are you serious?
Well, I guess for our new Patreon
Suzie,
tier, if we
it's
end up
amazing.
watching some spooky things together,
You
then
will shit yourself.
I don't. Honestly, Hannah, I know I like ghost hunts and I like doing this, but I'm a chicken.
Yeah, this is really weird.
I don't.
for me.
It's not like I enjoy horror films. I shit my pants.
What's going to happen tomorrow at 30 Strive?
Things are indelible in my brain. They stay there. Like if I see something spooky, it will stay in my mind as an image for about 3 or 4 weeks.
But I thought you liked being scared.
I do. Life is a paradox.
Life is a paradox. You just gotta ride it.
Every day is a winding road. Get a little bit closer.
What's happening?
Do you remember that? Are you ready for Creep of the Week? Creep of the Week? Creep of the Week? Creep of the Week? Creep of the Week?
I'm kind of lost.
You're like Animal in the Muppets.
Cookie.
That's Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
Animal. Animals different.
Aren't we all animals?
Animals. Do you know the one playing on the drums?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So, Hannah, this is a follow-up Creep of the Week.
Lovely.
So do you remember when I told you a story about that lady in New Zealand?
Lady.
Who's been haunted to fuck.
Yeah.
Her name's Francesca, and she says, "Hello, ladies. I have to say I was absolutely thrilled to hear my story read out loud on the pod. I might have squealed when you said my name and scared my girlie, and I couldn't help but snort laugh at the dirty bastard comment about my snoring husband." Love it. I thought I'd give you this little story that has happened in the last 2 weeks since I sent my original. I love it. It's like a series.
Yeah, it is.
She's getting haunted in real time. The person running on the stairs has now migrated into running across the upstairs. We've heard clear footsteps that can be tracked across the upstairs as if stomping in the hallway and through my teenager's room. This fact is extra scary because my boys share a room and you can barely move in there with their 2 beds and electronics. It sounds like someone's pacing up to their window and then back again. Once again, when my kids aren't here, and often in bright daytime, which feels extra creepy. The other day, I was complaining about this to my husband, and he told me something which I kind of witnessed. I watched from my kitchen as he pulled out into our driveway. Getting out as he does from our little minivan, he slided the back door open to grab his bag. I've seen him do this many times, so I was kind of watching him, but not really, as I was cooking. I saw that he paused, but I figured he'd just received an email from work, as he drives me mad checking them constantly. And eventually he came inside like normal, sweeping my girlie up and cuddling her before moving to help me. It was a few days later that he explained that pause. As he opened the sliding door, ready to reach in to grab his bag, there was a figure crouched between the 2 front seats. Arms stretched over the back of each chair. These chairs that we sit in every time we get in the car, there's a gap between each chair, space enough for someone to stand there. My girl regularly does when we're waiting in the car for her dad. As he realised what he was seeing, it was gone. He hadn't wanted to tell me straight away because he knew it would bother me. He couldn't tell any features about it. It was more of a black amorphous thing, but it had arms that he could clearly see spread out.
Oh.
I wonder if my acknowledgement of it has emboldened it, if it's spreading more because of this. Anyway, when he told me this, I just knew I had to send an update. You should definitely come to New Zealand. We'd love to have you both here.
Thank you so much, Francesca.
Oh, my God, this is actually, horrific. It's worrying.
I hate the car ones. I hate the car ones.
Just like...
Because I was driving through the fog. The other night I couldn't see anything in front of me because it was so bad. It was on the moors in Buxton. I was driving and I could just see things. And then I had to look in my rearview mirror. It was just total black because
I love fog.
It was so bad.
I love fog.
And I thought, I just kept like pushing my hand down there to make sure there was nothing.
Whilst driving?
Yeah.
Christ, that doesn't sound safe.
Well, I was like this.
You must have looked pissed. Yeah. Everyone's like in the fog, like, oh, steer clear from her.
No, it was awful.
Literally steer clear. Okay.
Shall we do We Get Haunted? You don't have to.
Yes. So, Hannah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little quiz with you.
Bear in mind I'm hungover.
Yeah, it's fine.
So nothing too physical, please.
Physical.
Or swallowing my own hair. I don't want to do that again.
No. I've got something for you. It's... Basically, Hannah, this is something where you're going to have to answer some questions and I want to find out a little bit more about you.
It's a personality test that you've just found in an old magazine.
No, this is a quiz from a very reputable source called BuzzFeed.
Fuck's sake.
Called.
This is not a haunting.
It is a haunting. It's called Which Creepy Entity Are You?
It's not a haunting.
And then it goes, boo! So... Pick a salad. Caesar, Greek, kale or caprese?
Caesar.
Ooh. Okay. Pick a pet. Dog, cat, rabbit, horse.
Do you know, if you were...
no, you're not.
If you were doing that game of tag, you would be killed because you would put no effort into this at all. You found a magazine BuzzFeed
article. I spent £5 on an app today for this haunted week that I can't use because it says please connect to a PC.
For fuck's sake.
So at some point we're going to have to spend that money.
Yeah, sorry.
On doing
what was my animal?
Dog, cat, rabbit, horse.
Dog.
Pick a season.
Halloween, August, fall, autumn.
Fucking hell. Pick a place. City, country, town, suburbs.
City, country, towns, country.
Thought you'd say that. Pick a fruit. Pineapple, blueberries, cherries, kiwi.
No.
That's not an
Not
option.
doing it anymore.
That's not an option.
Ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. You just don't want me to know what creepy entity you are because you're clearly hiding something from me.
It's not a haunting.
It's not a haunting.
Cherry.
Thank you. Pick a colour palette to wear. Pastels, darks, neutrals, brights.
Bright.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that. Very predictable you are. Pick a very specific career. Mattress tester, ski instructor, florist, sommelier.
Sommelier.
Oh, do you know
Come
what?
on. Who's picking mattress testing over sommelier? Although actually, what do you just
I think
just
once
sleep?
you just said that out loud, you then thought mattress tester.
Actually.
Do you want to
Can you
change?
sleep on a different mattress every night?
I guess so. You got to try them out probably over months, so you really know how that mattress
Depends
morphs.
how much the pay is. No, I'll stick with sommelier.
Sommelier. So you can tell me all about my Pinot Grigio from the Campo Viejo.
Savvy.
Pick a style of art. Futurism, surrealism, impressionism, pop art.
Impressionism.
Really? You're so much more pop art.
No, I fucking hate pop art.
Oh. Okay. Impressionism. Oh, you're all romantic hues.
I mean, I don't have that much of a...
Pick a hobby. Sewing, biking, baking, dancing.
Oh, all those things sound horrible.
They do, don't they?
Sewing, baking.
biking or dancing?
Oh, baking, because I can stay at home.
Do you bake?
No.
Oh.
Don't do any of those things.
Okay.
I've never, cycling really pisses me off.
Why?
Cyclists, because I think they're insane. They're insane. They don't pay road tax.
Oh, here we go. And
they
Brexit means Brexit.
No, cycling. The other day, I was driving, someone was like, because they were like,
it's because you're a driver.
Me. I was like, I'm not driving behind you going 2 miles an hour. Get out of the way.
Yeah, they are annoying.
I hate them.
There's an element of smug.
Stupid outfits. Oh, it's smug. It's completely smug.
Yeah, it's
and
the worst.
It's not fun. It's boring. And if you're a cyclist, if you like cycling, you're boring. Except if you listen to Ghost Huns and you're a cyclist. In that case,
in which case,
you're great.
Cycle on.
Cycle away.
And finally, pick an 80s phrase. Eat my shorts. Take a chill pill. Grody to the max. What's the 411?
I fucking hate this.
Do you know any of these things? What's Groody?
I know what the
What's Groody to the max?
Groody?
Never heard of it. Grody. Grody. Never heard of that. No. Which one do you like?
What? Tell me again.
Eat my shorts. That's Bart Simpson. Take a chill pill. Grody to the max. Or what's the 411?
What's the 411? Because it sounds meaty. It sounds ever so slightly less shit than the rest of them.
Oh my God. What creepy entity are you? It says here, vampire.
Great.
I knew you. No, I have to read it out. You're mysterious and prefer to live life in the shadows. Still, you have this ability to charm everyone you meet. Though you might seem rather innocent at first, you have an extremely powerful bite.
I want BuzzFeed to burn down.
You want breastfeed to burn down?
BuzzFeed to burn down.
Yeah, well, set a fire on it then.
Anyway.
Yeah, vampire. Yeah.
I actually did a BuzzFeed quiz with the BuzzFeed journalist yesterday.
Brag? What was it?
Right, yeah. It was like, it was boring. Anyway, thank
you just
so
bored
much.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to
Thank
episode
you for
43. We will see you next week. Bye. Bye.
Look at that. Bang on time.